Citizens of the Reject Nation, we are here to continue our Brooklyn Nine-Nine journey. Episode 14 of Season 5. Greg, how you doing? How you feeling?
Fine, John.
Good. Fine. Leave a like for being fine.
Yeah.
Subscribe if you're feeling 3 out of 5. And join the Patreon if you want to see the full-length reactions to these episodes. Watch along with us. It's a lot of fun. Let's do this thing.
What the hell is going on? Setting up an interrogation?
Oh,
Sterling.
K. Brown.
I'm Philip Davidson. Detective Jake Braugher asked me to drop by.
Dentist who murdered someone. You think he did it? Can you show him to interrogation room C, please? Have fun in there.
Thank you.
And he does have excellent teeth.
How uncomfortable this guy is. Jacked up the thermostat, got the table all sticky, made one of the chair legs too short, and worst of all, I had Gina greet him.
What did you have her do?
Be yourself.
Poor son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Kevin and I are attending the opera.
Ooh, the opera. Is it the one Bugs Bunny sings?
Yes.
Okay.
So, who's this?
This is Philip Davidson.
The opera tonight.
Interrogation with a ticking clock and everything on the line? I better call Kevin and tell him I won't be attending the opera. There's someone else I'd rather hear sing.
Oh.
And I won't be joining you at the
Sorry,
opera
didn't I
tonight.
run the phone already?
The tickets are under my name. H-O-L.
It's going to be a bottle episode, all in one room, with no subplots.
You're right, he did it. But we have no murder weapon. You really didn't find any usable forensic evidence?
The body was discovered rotting and chewed up by coyotes. The only other DNA other than the Vicks was some bear semen found in the hair.
Right, who found the body?
You're really gonna just blow past the bear semen detail?
I imagine a bear mistook the rotting corpse for a female of its species and had intercourse with it. Nothing I haven't seen before.
Yeah. I've been there.
Peralta, do you know what I miss most about being a detective? A good interrogation. Breaking suspects down. Talking quietly and then talking real loud.
A lot of these techniques do work better with two people. You know, good cop, bad cop, crazy cop, sane cop, fast-talking streetwise cop, and Hong Kong cop, AKA the rush hour. You know what? Let's do this. Let's break this son of a...
Rush hour.
Rush hour this.
This is Captain Raymond Holt. He's a bit of a legend in interrogation circles. Hey, Cap, who's the scariest person you've ever gotten a confession out of?
Connie Buttons.
Okay, thought it was gonna sound a little cooler, but no matter. The night that Robert Tupper was murdered, you were the last person to see him alive, correct?
Nah, I'd imagine whoever killed him saw him after I did.
Ooh, nice dodge.
So cool.
He could teleport around the ring. Most people thought it was impossible to get past him.
I beat him every time. You just punch him when he gets dizzy.
Really? I mean, duh.
Hygienist and anesthesiologist had gone home, and Grace, who usually locks up, had left early because her grandson had a school play.
So it was just you and Robert?
Robert just wanted to talk about firing one of our office assistants, Cheryl.
And that's all you discussed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear what he said the meeting was about? Oh. 7 p.m. Talk.
Missing meds.
Yeah.
How'd you
But
know that?
missing meds hardly sounds
was
like
there.
firing Cheryl, so maybe you want to...
But how do you know what his calendar said?
I'd like to move on, unless you have any other big revelations in here. Let's see. If I'm Gomez, you're Morticia. I feel so happy when I'm with you.
Yeah. Bars.
Nurse, but it was Robert's name on the business, correct? He started the practice, and then I joined after.
Something's come up in the case. Can I talk to you outside for a sec? What the hell? You totally undermined me.
I apologize, but
He's dancing.
I'll badger him with my superior intellect while simultaneously belittling you. Once Philip dismisses you as a threat, I'll leave you alone with him, and he'll let his guard.
I would say you're describing smart cop, dumb cop.
Look, I thought you had him on the calendar.
Yeah, that's the rush hour.
Yeah.
Except Chris Tucker would be smart this time.
So what do you want me to do? Ask stupid questions?
Stupid questions, grammatical errors, lose your train of thought, just ask him to confess, relate everything back to those movies you've seen.
Kind of seems like a shot at me about Die Hard, but okay.
Aw.
Me want to. Dumb cop.
I got that.
Yeah.
Well done.
Is this gonna be like a play?
With Robert in the surgical suite right there, right at your office. I was just preparing for the next day's surgeries. Don't you have an assistant who does that? I'm a meticulous person, careful how I do things.
So careful that you... I'm sorry, I forgot what I was gonna say.
It had undergone industrial sterilization to remove all traces of blood. It's a surgical suite. People bleeding there every day. We have to sanitize it by law.
I remember what I was gonna ask. Did you kill him?
No.
If you had said yes, I would have had you.
I went to a bar, the Scotchman. I didn't want to drive drunk, so I took a cab.
You didn't have your phone.
I left it charging in my office, and I didn't realize till I was already out of the building.
Oh man, if I go 10.
Wow.
Oh, if I had it on me, you could have seen it pinging off the cell tower. Doesn't matter. Didn't have it on me.
So you took a cab.
He is taking such advantage of knowing he's not caught.
Don't you think maybe we should just wait till your boss comes back?
You'd like that, wouldn't you? Because you're scared. You know I'm playing hardball, except for that the balls are questioned. And did you kill him, and what did your cab driver look like?
This seems like a huge waste of time. Robert drove a Saab. Dana's hair was blonde and sterilized on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I haven't been to Vernon in 20 years.
Oh, man.
Kill him, and the cab driver had a beard and an earring. I'm sorry I didn't get his license number.
This guy seems like a master manipulator.
You didn't fall for my did you kill him gambit.
No.
Although it is interesting
Damn
that
it.
you knew the body was found in Vernon, New York, when that information hasn't been released to the public.
Hey, hey, hey. Yeah.
Dolly.
Nice.
Way to pick up on the
I
details.
was the dumb cop. I mean, I've watched Planet Earth with the British narrator.
Actually, Robert's wife told me. I've been talking with her a lot, comforting her.
We asked her not to share that info.
He says everything with a slick smile.
Yeah.
My uncle has a cabin there. I would visit him as a kid.
So your uncle owns a cabin in the town that the body was found.
I haven't been there for 20 years. You can call my uncle if you want.
So you might as well just confess now, or we can take our sweet time.
The majestic sleuth.
We don't have him.
But I just told him we did have him.
Philip's uncle said he hasn't been to the cabin in months and he hasn't spoken to Philip in over a year.
Damn it.
God damn it.
But if he hasn't been in months.
Philip doesn't know that. He's rattled right now. If we tell him the neighbor saw him, that
Put his feet up.
for you to stand behind me and say like 3 oh dams when I really get cooking. All right, fine, 2 oh dams. 1 oh dam?
There will be no...
There will be no Odams at the very end.
Yeah.
You're guessing what happened that night, but what if Philip never went to the cabin?
He did. I can feel it here.
Oh.
My gut.
Your gut or intestines is lower. You should point down here, closer to your pubis.
I'm good.
Yes.
If Mad Dog Peralta will do that, who knows what else he's capable of?
You don't get angry well.
What? That's not true. Remember how angry I got about how fast Daenerys got from Dragonstone to north of the wall?
True that.
Some of those are scary. Count Chocula, much? All right, fine, I see your point. What do you suggest?
Let's get all up in his personal space. Make him feel uncomfortable.
Okay, fine. Let's get intimate.
Yes.
Damn. It's been like 4 hours. 3 hours.
3 hours.
What was on?
Fallon highlights. What was he doing? Slow jamming the news.
Who was the guest?
Amy? You got some old silver fillings in there. You probably want to drill those out, replace them with porcelain.
Okay, cool.
Serious plaque buildup.
Let's get back to the...
No. Open wider. Let me see.
Oh.
Holt was taking interest.
Not only did we not break him, but now I have to go to the dentist?
We need a new strategy.
Gave him
And all
control.
this dental talk is giving me an idea.
Okay.
11:16.
It's funny when people call dentists doctor.
We are doctors. We do 4 years of medical school.
That was called dental school.
But we learn about the entire body.
But if you had cancer, you can call it dentist.
You know, it's actually harder to get into dental school than medical school.
Oh my God, you are riling him up.
Most people want to become actual doctors.
That's ridiculous. It's not like we're college professors calling ourselves doctors.
It's not the same thing, my friend.
Well, sure it is.
Oh.
Medical practitioners have co-opted the word doctor.
Okay, Captain.
Now, I know we live in a world where anything can mean anything, and nobody even cares about etymology.
I thought it was a good tactic.
Yeah, I know. I thought he was going to break him.
His middle name's Henry.
Robert Henry Tupper.
His wife called him Rob. Work that in.
Rob Tupper.
Work it into the full name.
Rob Henry Tupper. Tupper.
Now try not to blink so tears come into your eyes.
Rob Henry Tupper.
Man, this guy is a good murderer.
There's got to be some way to break him.
Wait a minute. Idea.
2, 3, 4.
He brought the guitar back.
Yeah, I really got to stop trying that. It never works.
Almost worked on Kid Cudi.
He always tries it on the black people.
I know.
Skip the Opera has anything to do with him not believing in you?
Oh my God, that's good.
Why did he make you dumb cop?
He didn't make me dumb cop. Not that it's any of your business.
Oh, no.
Why wasn't he dumb cop?
Please, you never would have bought that. That between the two of us, you were more believable as
Dumb.
yes, dumb. The dumber of two.
Kick his ass, Peralta!
Kill your captain.
We're pretty sure it was you.
Honestly, it could have been any one of our employees. They all have access to the storage room. You know, it's silly, but I trust the people who work for me.
Because I want him here.
Really? Are you in charge? And all those strategies you've been coming after me with, those were all your ideas?
Guitar thing was mine.
And you signed off on that?
Oh.
And you're gonna spend the rest of your life in prison. Everyone who loves you will leave, and you will die alone. And at that time, it will be your head that a bear has sex with.
Oh, yeah.
So I wonder if he's gonna take him serious.
I'm angry, but in my mind, it just seems like when a Muppet gets upset, this starts growing angry.
Oh, you want angry? I'll show you angry!
Oh God!
This guy has just really gotten under my skin. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and try and clear my head.
I think that's a good idea.
Good.
Shit it out.
Oh, he's gonna walk in the interrogation room.
Oh, no, Peralta, what are you doing?
Guess what, you
Oh.
phone with Vernon PD. No. Your uncle's neighbor saw you go into the cabin the night.
But my uncle only has one neighbor, and I'm pretty sure he didn't identify me. Because he's been dead 3 years.
I'm friends with Steph Curry.
Oh.
Peralta, you dumbass.
Oh.
You were lying in an attempt to frame my client.
No. Look, even if we...
Oh no!
You screwed up, and my client's leaving.
He can't leave until I dismiss him.
You've had him for 10 hours and 45 minutes.
Then I'll just keep him for 14 minutes.
Seriously? Just to be childish?
You doing?
It's not about everyone,
like
okay?
Primetime ABC stuff. Prestige
NYPD
drama.
Blue.
Better make it quick. You only got 8 minutes.
All right, then let me paint you a picture. I'm Philip, a successful periodontist that's become addicted to diazepam, a sedative I take because I'm junkie scum.
Where are we going?
So, one day I'm working late when my boss Robert surprises me. He found out I was stealing meds. Again, junkie scum. Also, again, not your fault. There's a major genetic component to addiction. He says he's going to file a police report.
Know a lot about this, Peralta.
Yelp shot has 6 of these heavy-looking glass awards from the Brooklyn Periodontic Society in the background. This shot only has 5. What happened to number 6? Murdered Robert with it.
I didn't.
You lost all control.
Oh dang.
You were in the surgical suite. It can be sterilized. You never would have gotten away with it in your carpeted office. And your office manager would have heard all of the screaming, but she was at her grandson's play. Lucky again.
You're wrong.
You put Robert's body...
Oh, he's getting riled up.
He's breaking.
I believe what you've done.
No.
Philip.
You're flustered. You have no GPU. He has a place there. You're the luckiest son of a...
It wasn't luck.
Yes, it was. You got lucky at every turn.
No, I knew exactly where I was driving.
Yeah.
Didn't use some glass award that any idiot would clearly see was missing. I made a rod out of a special dental polymer.
Yes.
It's already in the patient's mouth, son. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
There it is.
That
Yeah.
was 3-0 dams.
Yep. All 3.
You had the wrong murder weapon.
Talking to you, I realized what Philip's worst fear actually was. That we would think he was just some dummy that got lucky.
He had planned the perfect crime, and it killed him when you said he was sloppy and impulsive.
He needed us to know how smart he was.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Snort laughter.
Oh.
I'm proud of you, Peralta.
Thank you, sir.
Let's go get some sleep.
Hey, guys.
Oh. No.
My goodness, we're almost late for work.
Oh, well, in that case, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Peralta.
Oh, what a sweet scene.
God, I love this job.
With that crane shot. Crane out. All right, team.
You know, I think we should just talk about this one.
Okay, let's talk.
I know we've been doing 2 a week, but I'm making an executive decision here.
Oh, you're Captain Holting me right now?
Yeah, dumbass.
Okay, I guess we'll just review the episode. Let me get my guitar.
That was very special.
Yeah, that was a terrific
And I
episode.
kind of feel like I don't know if the next one
is gonna complement it completely. This seems like
Yeah.
a very standalone episode. Yes.
Yeah, this feels exceptionally standalone. It just doesn't feel right to start again. I love how they actually got Sterling K. Brown for this,
Yeah.
and he was like, it feels like it was written for him.
I wonder how this episode came to be because absolutely, I mean, it's very
'Cause
much.
he's not like famous enough to have something written for, like if you're like that famous, but he might know some people involved where they
Yeah.
did like, oh, or people who are fans of his work, and they're like, yeah, we customized his
got
role.
something that would be
because he
perfect
was
for you.
too perfect.
Yeah.
It was obnoxiously perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
a real character. Yeah.
a real character and
With
plus no subplots or anything. It's just the 3 of them pretty much, except for the lawyer the entire time. So like, yeah, this feels like some kind of event episode or something, even though I'm fascinated. Yeah. To if you guys know, comment below, because he was just such perfect chemistry with the 2 of them, and the game across the board was just so much fun to watch, and to watch him like, really get to play a character, obviously, but like it just seemed like he was able to have the most fun, like really settling in and just feeling himself and riding that wave.
Yeah. That was an absolute delight of an episode.
Yeah, I feel like this is like an S tier B99. Like this is like a top
This
tier.
is very special. This is it was like halfway through. I'm like, this is one of my favorite episodes.
100%. Yeah.
Because it never sacrificed the comedy. The comedy would come unexpectedly.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like sometimes if they're doing like an actual genre heavy episode, the comedy is still comes front and center, and then the subsidiary genre is the thing that is, it's not like an afterthought or a second thought. It's just not the main. It's not the main focus. Where here, it actually felt like that was the main focus.
Yeah,
And then the comedy would come naturally because the rhythm was like so much like a play that I was finding myself even impressed with Andy Samberg, especially Andy Samberg this time around.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes on network TV, you kind of learn your lines the day before or something like that. But I'm like, this must have taken some serious rehearsal.
Yeah. No, they were so synced up and everybody played their role in the frustrations so uniquely and nicely.
And they say you can't handle the tooth, which I thought was interesting because I was like, well, this sort of feels like an Aaron Sorkin play.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, totally. And that's I wonder, what the construction of that was in form, not just around Sterling K. Brown, but whether they wanted to like specifically be like, oh, we haven't done like an actual bottle episode or something, or if there were like complications of like, oh, we can only like some of the cast isn't available.
And he
or whatever.
still gets to him in a way of how Tom Cruise gets to Jack Nicholson.
100%. Yeah. Well, that's the smart dumb thing is people and killers, certainly serial killers, they say, like, you want to be recognized for your ingenuity. And it's like it's all character based. It's all about luring and drawing out and probing at the characters. And for so much of it, you're watching as he gets under their skin until they finally figure it out. And even that, the timing of that, him going in and grabbing the pictures really quick, I was like, okay, this could go in a cute direction where it's just like, oh, magically I figured it out. But I even bought the resolution by the end, that sort of stroke of wisdom, of sort of inspiration, of it being not just creating a different sort of fib with the award, but realizing, oh like the thing that we've been having so much friction over is being made to look dumb or feeling like we are sloppier than we actually are, and using that against him was just like a really clever thing to do. And it was one of those things where the comedy, it just felt like a complete blend, like a really natural blend of a game that we want to see cracked. It's like it's really easy to pull you in with that, and then also slip in the comedy in really fun and interesting ways, but that always has like an intensity and a momentum about it.
Yeah, I really loved. I think Sterling K. Brown gave kind of just an epic performance here because he's all about everything. It's like this debonair quality, that he has to always put up. This like always keep himself composed no matter what. It's like we're going 10 hours into the middle of the night, and he's got to be the guy who has his shit together. And there's such a cockiness to him. Yeah, they're so cocky that the whole time, character. Like the entire time when he's being interrogated, he's got this smile of just, you guys know I did it. I know I did it, but I can outwit you the entire time.
I can say whatever I want.
Because I know it all comes down to proof. It all comes down to evidence and technicalities and all these things. So you just, plain and simple, I'm too smart for you guys.
Yeah.
And so he's just having fun. He is taunting the whole time. Mm-hmm. It's really clever, and it is. He can't show when he's being worn down at all. But I love how they would give like these little hints and these little misleads. Like I was so into it when you're like, okay, this is gonna be the thing that gets him to get him to confess. When Holt is going, I mean, like Andre Braugher, fantastic again. Like to me, this is like I imagine Andre Braugher comes from like theater, so
sure.
like it's like an element from to me. I don't know what his acting background is. He strikes me as a theater performer. But like that moment when he's digging at him with his
dentist not being legitimate.
I thought
doctors.
it was a tactic. and I think the show wants you to think it's a tactic in that moment.
Yes.
And then you
And
find out
it's-
it wasn't a tactic and he was just actually upset.
Yeah, and it's also the perfect foreshadowing
Exactly.
for the ultimate payoff.
Because he has to be regarded. He has to be
Yeah.
revered. He has to be respected.
And it supports Peralta's revelation that much more in
That's
a way
what I
that is
mean.
completely not obvious.
And it was character based for all three of them.
Yeah.
All three of them. It was really character based. It was
Completely.
surprisingly nuanced. And sometimes when they are doing something that has more in its mind than the comedy, sometimes the comedy can feel forced.
Yeah.
This really did feel like a natural gel all around.
Yeah, totally. No,
Yeah.
like 100%. It felt like the most natural thing. Like somehow, like the writing, the performing, the circumstances, everything just felt so graceful. And it's like, I was never missing jokes, but when they would show up, they would catch me by surprise. The moments of intensity were actually kind of intense,
And it's shot really well.
yeah,
They have some like great lighting, great shadows, the consistency with the interrogation room, like the way they would do the framing. If it was like a close up on Peralta, and you would constantly have Holt in the mirror being reflected, watching him the entire time.
and you'd constantly have Sterling K. Brown in the background, like doing little
Yeah,
things,
even if he was
and,
like way in the background.
Yeah, you can always see him doing something, and it's always something in contrast from being rattled or whatever it is. And two, I think it's paced really nicely because obviously it's only like 20 minutes, but it still feels like you were there all night in a way that's not a detriment or not like, oh, what a drag. But like, I feel like it does when they're finally out in the dawn light. You're like, oh yeah, like you have that sort of catharsis a little bit of like when you did something for that many hours on end and finally succeeded, and now you can kind of rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that last moment with them was just so sweet and felt really off the cuff somehow. Like that thing where he says Kevin, as being like the person who's got to prove how smart he is. And they both laugh, almost felt like an improv or something. Like just the way you get the snork laugh out of Holt and like the way their voices cracked. Like, I don't know. It just felt like a real sense of camaraderie behind and in front of the camera, or I guess in life, but also in context of the scene.
How could they just go to work though?
They've
They
gotta
worked
be
massive overtime. I think they could
exhausted.
get. I think they would be like, "Hey, we got someone to confess to."
Yeah, we got a murder confession.
Yeah.
Get somebody. Yeah, there's got to be a way for Holt to take a day and Peralta to take a day. You don't want somebody who just pulled an all-nighter investigating more crimes. I mean, I guess it would be easier for Holt because he just has to do office things. But
Damn, I feel like no one's ever talked about Sterling K. Brown's performance. We had no idea. Did you have any idea it was going to be this?
No.
Did you read a description beforehand or
No,
anything?
I
I didn't
no.
read. I had no idea.
and the thumbnails on this season for Amazon are just the yellow Brooklyn Nine-Nine logo. So yeah, no,
Okay.
I had no idea he was on the show at all.
I had no clue he was on the show.
Yeah.
So,
And now I'm like,
but
wait,
I'm like, this is like a performance that I feel like people would talk about, like his appearance here.
yeah, I'm trying to think where this would have been what year this would have been in, and where that was in the rise of Sterling K. Brown. Because certainly in the past handful of years, he's been catapulted to much more sort of like household name status.
Because he knows how to make ego and narcissism very charming.
He does. I mean, this
It's
reminds me.
It's a hard thing to do.
This reminded me of a better version and a more grounded version of that character he played in the Predator movie, where like he's just like Mr. Cool, but here it's tempered in the right way, where it's not just like, oh, no one's directing you, you're just doing your thing and having fun.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's good in that movie too, but yeah, I don't know. It's just so lovely.
It was a fun time to be watching this. This woke me up. I didn't sleep, guys, at all. We had the Loki trailer this morning, the time of shooting this. And when I say I didn't sleep, I really didn't. We're fostering cats, and
You had to interrogate them
there's
all night.
one cat there's like 5 cats, and there was one cat who's still learning how to use the bathroom properly, and didn't notice that the blanket, because I didn't notice it peed on my blanket, and I didn't notice till like 3 a.m. And I was like, well, I can't leave this spot where I'm at because I want to make sure they feel safe right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna try to lay here, even though this whole urine situation
Here on
going
this
on.
pee blanket.
And then it was one of those nights where I was just like laying down with my eyes closed, but I never actually fell asleep.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
And then I
yeah.
reached 6 a.m. and the Loki trailer came out. And I was
Oh,
like,
I've just
all
been
right.
waiting on
And
this
now
time.
it is 2 p.m. So
Waiting with my
I'm
eyes
very-
closed.
Yeah, I was very tired before we shot this. I'm like, wow, this woke me up. That was great. That was really good.
Yeah. That's the power
Man,
of
I'm
good
feeling what they're
cinema.
feeling.
Yeah, no, you must be. Oh, time to go back into work. Well, guys, leave us your thoughts on the episode. What did you think? Is it one of the best of all time? Comment below.
It is one of the best of all time.
I think it absolutely is. It
It's
might
an
be the
all-time
best. I mean, like, I think there's an argument to be made for, like, well, maybe the best episode has more of the ensemble, but this is
Hell with
absolutely
them. They all
one of
suck.
Screw all those
no
people.
one care. What are even their names? Gina,
Jim
Boyle.
Oh, you're getting them right. Rosa.
That girl from Encanto.
Yeah. Alfred Hitchcock.
The woman on that Blockbuster show.
Mulder and Scully.
And that America's Got Talent host.
Yeah. America's Got
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon. America's Got Nick Cannon. Well, guys, what's your favorite B99 episode and why is it this one? Comment below and we'll catch you next week with another twofer.
Peacock.